Har 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 har. Now, I thought that when I would be making my first commentary video, I thought I would be doing it on different video games like Hollow Knight, Equipment Castle Crashers, Helldivers, which is currently playing in the background right now. Those games I genuinely love, but no, I'm stuck doing it with Anime Adventures because I got offered $40. Now, it's not all bad because, yes, I'm getting offered $40 for this. But at the same time, this is probably the most lobotomizing game I've had the experience of playing. I know Roblox games tend to have that effect, but I didn't think it would be this bad. I thought Roblox would still have some flavor in its games. But look where I am, currently talking about this. Now, am I being over dramatic? Absolutely. I'm doing this for the love of the game, but I'm also being genuine when I say that I have heavy, and I mean heavy, critiques for this. So, you know what? Let's just move on to that right now before I get an aneurysm from dragging out this intro. Sweet Liberty, my balls! Now, for my first critique, it's going to be a bit minor compared to the others, but I do have a massive problem with the enemy design in Enemy Adventures. Because I swear to God, they grabbed like a basic asset from like Roblox Studios, slapped just hair on it, and said, you know what, yeah, this is an enemy. Let's call this a zombie, shall we? No, no, no. We don't add the zombie face though. Just add the hair. Only the hair. Can't be anything else. And kind of reminder, this is the enemy design for pretty much 90% of the game. You are only either going to see like a single hat or a bit of hair. That is it. One or two enemies may have a face, but for most of the time, it is just going to be one asset. Like, I'd understand if they were going for a simple enemy design, but all it does is it just makes the game look bland and uninspiring, and it just doesn't feel like they put even 10% of effort into making an enemy. And this is also including like large and small enemies. They don't like make the larger ones like more rounded up and actually look hefty. They just scaled up the character to make it look larger when it doesn't look any scarier than the smaller versions. And then there's the bosses, which usually are supposed to be big, giant, scary final enemies that like you have to beat the level. But half the time they're just a different color from the other enemies. Like, oh wow, you see, we have white enemies, and then the final boss is a black one. Be more scared or some shit like that. It doesn't work. Now, and then the bosses will also have final forms, except the final form is just them, but larger, and they're a different color again. Like, wow, the black one turned into a purple one. Oh, shiver me timbers. Like, the enemy design just doesn't make any sense. And it also is worse when you add to the fact that the tower designs, the towers themselves, seem like they've got more effort put into them for some reason. Like, I don't understand why the towers themselves have like such overpriced animations. Like some Chinese studio like slaved away 12 hours to make it, but then the enemies themselves have like $1 at most put into them. And, you know, just like make it make sense. Why do the enemies get barely any animations? Meanwhile, the towers themselves get like this aura moment every time they attack. Please make it make sense to me. Now, I want to show an example of good character design because I think this game desperately needs better enemy designs because this cannot stand. Here we have the engineer from Garden Warfare 2, which, as you can see, has like plenty of designs, both small and large. Like, yes, he's an engineer, but he also has a lot. He even has a tiny little butt crack. And yes, that was a very important detail. Now, I would have a lot more to say, but I can't even get screenshots from Anime Adventures itself because it's not on PlayStation. Who would have guessed? But yeah, I think we should just move on to the next critique before I drag this on.
Now, the next point I want to talk about is the progression in anime adventures, because this is probably the most lacking in the system. Now, what I mean by lacking is that pretty much the entire system is based around gambling. Sorry about that. Anyways, the entire way you progress is pretty much a gotcha game. It's a gotcha game simulator. You get your towers through gambling. Gambling. It's all gambling! Sorry, I'm a gambling addict. Anyways, this system is extremely awful because it means that the progression is not like straightforward. You're not like going up step by step to getting better. You can pretty much gamble and then instantly like spike up, which also really hurts the game itself. Because when you get like a mythic tower instantly, it really makes the gameplay boring now. Because all you have to do is spam said mythic tower, and you'll pretty much be grinding through the entire game. Which I will get to the gameplay in a moment, but this is a pretty massive problem because now gameplay is boring, and this mythic tower is like the only thing you're going to use. You're going to have no other reason to use the other towers you got because you pretty much gambled. You got this mythic tower, and it's just straightforward, and that's not good for gameplay. Now, I would say to remove the gambling aspect from this game, but that's not the worst part. The worst part is that there's a leveling system for towers that can already get upgraded through gameplay. Like in a game, you can already like pay to upgrade the towers, but for some reason, there's a leveling system. So now, not only is the progression not constant, but also the power of your towers is also not constant. So what's up with that? Why am I able to level up my tower to just do a dumbfounding amount of damage, but the other mythic towers will be lacking behind now because they're like under leveled. It does not make any sense. Now, if that sounds like a complicated and sloppy system, believe me, it gets worse. There's apparently evolutions and traits, and apparently there's a shiny gimmick, but the shiny gimmick doesn't do anything, so I won't talk about that. But why the hell is there so many systems in the upgrade system? Why? This is overly complicating gameplay, and I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. Why? And worst part is this evolution system requires like just a slop fest of random items, which is like a treasure hunt, except said treasure is so ungodly dog shit, it doesn't do anything 90% of the time. So why is this even in the game? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I think we're done with this progression system and how it's complicated, it's sloppy, and that there's too many ingredients. Like, there's one chef in like 50 ingredients, and the chef just said, fuck it, I'm pouring all of them into this boiling pot, and I'm hoping it works, and it ended up not working at all. Surprisingly, who would have guessed? So, I think we should just move on to probably the next and like I thought the progression system was the most lacking, but no, the gameplay sucks even more balls. Now, when I said at the beginning of this video that this game was genuinely lobotomizing to play, I was not lying. When I played this game, this would genuinely make me lose brain cells more than listening to a Redditor speak, which honestly is I would say that's an accomplishment, but at the same time, it's not a compliment. So yeah, I don't know. But this game is so ungodly boring that it pretty much requires like not even 1% of your attention span to play. Because, like I said in past other points, the enemy design is so weak that the only gameplay you're gonna see is enemies walking down a path and your tower just doing all the work because as I said before, your towers are like stupid overpowered. So you can just have those on the field and they will pretty much do all the work. You don't need to like pay attention. There's no like micromanaging. It's pretty much just you watching a screen basically. You might as well be watching a TV show, which is another point I want to talk about. Because why is it that I can not only watch another show while playing this, but I can also play another game? I could literally be doing homework. I could be doing anything else, and I will still win in this game because that's how much skill is required. It requires nothing from you. All you have to do is just place one tower, and you will win automatically. There won't be any form of challenge. I mean, from time to time, you'll have to upgrade said tower, but still, there's barely any gameplay. Now, you would think, oh, well, there has to be a challenge in something, right? Maybe perhaps not the enemies themselves, but like, what about the maps? Surely the maps would be more complicated to cover for the enemies being bleak and uninspiring. No, that would not be correct, actually, because the maps themselves will always be this one direction long ass map. Like there's no need for this map to be able to travel all the way across New York to like Washington. That is just not needed. But I don't know why Anime Adventure devs decide, you know what? Yeah, let's make the maps ungodly long since our player base is probably just gonna be made up of 12-year-olds that are into LARPing anime, right? We can't add a hint of challenge, or else all my 12-year-old LARPers will leave. I can't have that happen. I need them to stay. I need them to actually win pretty much every single game without even lifting two fingers. Like that's the amount of challenge you're gonna get. Is you have to lift a finger. That's it. You can do anything else. You can mow the lawn for 2 hours and you'll still win the match. That's pretty much just how easy it is. So I mean, I don't know. Like I would suggest ways to fix gameplay and everything, but due to the like shitty leveling system, the poor enemy designs that don't like the enemies won't do anything, your towers, like I said before, broken as hell, and like the maps are ungodly long. You'll pretty much never lose unless there's like an enemy with like 5 billion HP, but those guys never appear. So I mean, yeah, good luck having fun with this game, bro. So honestly, to conclude this evidently shitty video on a even more shitty game, honestly, you're better off playing literally anything else. If you like gambling, just go play Beltro. It's genuinely way better. If you're into tower defense, please, for the love of God, play any other Roblox tower defense. Or better yet, how about you play an actual tower defense like the big balloons tower defense 6, okay? That shit will genuinely give you more entertainment than whatever the hell Anime Adventures is. Do not do what I did, bro. Do not do that. Just play anything else. I had to play this game for 10 hours. Because I needed a deep dive of this so I could actually make this video. But just play anything else. Put your time to anything else. Hang out with family, for the love of God. Do not touch this game. If you want to become an anime LARPer, play any other Roblox anime game. Because those, even those will give you more entertainment. So that is to conclude this video. I will be getting those $40, and I will not be touching this game ever again because I need to play something else. I need to play Helldivers, Hollow Knight, Castle Crashers too. I need to play those instead because I think anime adventures might have given me autism. So, see ya.